Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to tell you a story today. Come on, dogs, let's go outside. About a year ago, October 2016, I came down with dysautonomia or postural tachycardia syndrome. And I suspect probably myalgic encephalomyelitis. And that's my story. This is what I'm going to talk to you now about. Let me sit down. I have to sit down. Okay, so it all started like, when was it? August, like the last week of August 2016. I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a pain in my back, and I'm like, oh, I think I have a kidney stone. I have to go to the emergency room. And I went, and I had a kidney stone, and it was a little too big to pass. And so they had to do like an emergency surgery because it was blocking my ureter. It was just stuck, and it's too big to move. So they stuck a stent in there, pushed it back up into the kidney, and left the stent in there. And told me to follow up with my urologist. So like 10 days later, I started getting very, very ill. I had a fever. I couldn't move. I just felt like death warmed over. I'm like, I think I'm getting an infection. So I went back to the emergency room because I didn't have an appointment with my urologist for like another month or 6 weeks. It was just like a long appointment date. It was set into the future. So, it ended up, I had acquired a hospital superbug infection from the stent. And I ended up with sepsis, and I was in the hospital for 3 weeks on the strongest antibiotics known to man. And then even when I got released from the hospital, and by that time they had taken out the kidney stone, and everything. But yeah, and then I had to go home for another 3 weeks with a home nurse because I was still on IV antibiotics. And then after I got off of those, the infection was cleared from sepsis, but it was still like in my bladder area, and I had to take pills for that. And so yeah, that brings you all the way through till like the first week of October 2016, and then I thought I was getting better until the day after my birthday. The day after my birthday, I got up in the morning and I stood up, and I could not breathe at all. And my heart rate was like 160. I thought the superbug infection was back. I went back to the hospital. But no, it wasn't back. They tested my blood. They're like, no, that infection is clear. So then they had like a bunch of cardiologists and electrophysiologists come in, gave me all kinds of heart tests, blood tests, blah, 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 blah. And they said, oh no, we think you have POTS. I'm like, POTS? Yeah, okay, what? Yeah, and that was like, it's been a nightmare ever since. It's like a year and a month later, and I'm still sick. But the first 5 or 6 months were definitely the worst. I literally, every time I stood up, my resting heart rate was like 65, 70. Every single time I stood up, my heart rate went to 120 to 160. I couldn't even eat food because I would start like itching. I'd have reactions to food. I'm like, what in the world is happening? I could not eat food. My face would itch, my tongue would itch, my tonsils would swell up. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't stand up. I lost like 30 pounds. I would have these horrible headaches, ringing in my ears, muscles are twitching. I mean, like every single day, just like I was fighting to breathe. I was fighting to, just talk, think, anything. I tried a couple days, like every once in a while, I might feel a little bit better. And so I tried to like empty the dishwasher or go to the store just to pick up like a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk or something, and or I'd go for a short ride on the motorcycle with my husband, and I just couldn't do it. I tried, but I couldn't do it. I remember being in Walmart, and I sat down in the middle of the aisle. I'm like, I can't think. I don't even know where I'm at. I'm at the store, but I don't even know where the exit is. I don't even know what I came in here to buy. And I just had to sit on the floor for like 10, 15 minutes until I could get up and walk back out to my car again. I mean, that's how bad it was, and it was just really, really, really bad. But eventually, and then I went, oh yeah, eventually it got like a little tiny bit better where I was able to maybe once or twice a week, I could empty the dishwasher or walk the dog down the street or go get the mail or, just really easy things without too much of a hassle. I didn't feel too bad. I mean, I wasn't feeling normal and I was still spending most of my day in bed. But I was able to get up and do little simple things without being, just completely incapacitated. But, and so at that point I decided to try, I went to a specialist here, like near Chicago, who dealt with POTS. And I went and I had a tilt table test and they diagnosed me with POTS. Even my blood pressure dropped, but then it corrected itself, but my heart rate was still high. So they're like, yeah, you have POTS. I never really got too much of like the dizziness or the fainting. I mean, on occasion I would get that. But most of the time I was just like struggling to breathe. My heart rate was so high, like muscle tension, twitching, headaches, ringing in the ears, the big tonsils, all that stuff. I can't even remember. There were so many weird things. But, it's been a year and a month now, and I'm still very sick. Most of the time, my heart rate now is under 120, but certain days it'll go up higher than that. My air hunger isn't as bad. Like before, I wouldn't have been able to make this video. There was absolutely no way. I can make the video now, but I was like winded, and I have to sit down. I walk down the stairs, I let the dogs out. Okay, I can do that, but I have to sit down. So I feel like I'm making really slow improvements. I'm about to go out to eat with my sister. But I don't know what it is, noon. I just got out of bed and took a bath. I mean, it's bad. I'm in bed half the time. I'm slowly getting better. I really limit my sugar now. I can eat whatever I want again, but I have to, I can't eat like sugar and junk food, like dairy. I stay away from, even gluten. I really try to eat really healthy. I'm also, working on a program that helps you deal with, stress, depression, anxiety that comes along with being chronically ill, because it sucks. It sucks. You get anxious, you get depressed. There's no question about it. And I do like meditation and try to eat right, and I don't exercise. The doctors will all tell you to exercise. Oh no, I tried that and almost killed myself. Literally would put me into a flare that would last weeks. And I would lay in bed like fighting to breathe. And I'd have a migraine for like a week. I'm like, this is not the answer. But I'm lucky enough now that, I get these good days. They're not like, I'm not normal, but my pulse will be under 120. Sometimes it'll even stick around in the 90s. And I can go out and do something for an hour or two, and it's not anything strenuous. I can go see the movie or go out to eat, or I can go out for a little ride now on the motorcycle with my husband. but they're not, I'm not like swimming and hiking and dancing, like I used to. I can't work, but it's been a very slow upwards progress towards getting better, and I hope it continues. But it's not easy. I just wanted to share my story. I'm about to go out to eat with my sister, so today is a good day. After Thanksgiving, my pulse was like 158. I can't eat too much. I can't eat sugar. After the pies and after being stuffed, yeah, that was a bad day. So I really got to watch what I eat, how much I eat. But so that's my story. And I'm not young. They say that this POTS hits people, when they're young, and I was 48 last year when I got it, and I'm 49 now. So I don't know. I've heard recovery is harder for older people. We'll see. I feel like I'm making a little trend upwards. We'll see. But the sad part is about my son. He's 13, and I've been seeing like POTS symptoms in him. Like he gets really out of breath when he comes up the stairs, and I don't know. So anyway, I just thought I'd post my story. I'll try to do some updates here and there if I can, because I know, it's lonely, and you feel isolated when you have POTS, even on a good day. I'm going out with my sister for probably a couple hours, and I'm sure I'll come home and have to get back in bed. There's the dogs. So anyway, yeah, I'm going. I'll try to update you guys some other times. And if anybody has any comments or questions, please feel free. I want everybody to encourage each other. This is something that's very difficult to deal with. Thank you.